Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time is another high school story time. This one's pretty funny in my opinion and ridiculous. And it's about an old teacher of mine. Now, this teacher specifically, she was pretty cool. She was one of those teachers that you have and you don't really forget because of how cool she was. Like, she just used to let me get away with so much shit. Like, I think I would be late probably every day of the week, and she just wouldn't care. She'd also let me use my phone whenever I wanted, which was really cool. But the thing about this teacher is sometimes, every once in a while, there would just be one day where she'd be in a bad mood and like snap on everybody. But even when she was in a bad mood, it like wasn't the worst thing in the world. But this story time involves that. So this all starts off as a normal day. It was my last year of high school, and at this point, vaping was becoming a thing. It was like definitely catching traction and becoming a big thing. People in my school were starting to do it. Like, I feel like every turn I took, I would look and see someone hit one of those things in their locker, like hiding, trying not to get caught. And this was like before they were the size of a USB stick. Like, everyone in my school, they had vapes the size of a fucking gaming PC, basically. Like, those things were huge. But also, people were vaping weed at the time. It was when like vaping weed became a thing in my area, and a lot of people would bring those like weed vape devices to school all the time. Now, me personally, I didn't really do that because, well, to be honest, every day I would walk into school looking high out of my mind to begin with. So if I actually went to school high out of my mind, it would be very, very obvious. So anyway, one day, all starts off as a normal day, last year of high school. I walk into school, it's like 7 in the morning, I'm exhausted, I was there early, and I'm just going to my locker trying to, like kill time basically. So I'm sitting in my locker just on my phone, and one of my friends walks in, and he is hitting his weed vape in the middle of the hallway, just walking down the hallway, and he approaches my locker, and he's like, yo, what's up, man? I was like, what's up, man? What the fuck are you doing? He's like, what does it look like I'm doing? I'm getting high. I'm like, dude, it's 7 in the morning, and there's people around, like, go do that in the bathroom or something, or like, not around me. He's like, what, are you afraid of weed or something? Like, you've smoked before? I was like, dude, it's not the weed that's the problem. It's the weed in the middle of the school hallway that's the problem, because my teachers already fucking despise me. So if they see you smoking near me, they'll probably think I'm doing it too and just immediately suspend me. And he's like, okay, fine, bro. And he puts it in his pocket and stops. So I'm like, thank you. So after this, we both just keep sitting at my locker waiting for the bell to ring to go to our first class, and finally the bell rings. So I go to my first class, nothing really out of the ordinary there. Second class, same thing, nothing happened. But then I got to third period. Now, third period is when I had that teacher I was talking about in the beginning of this story time, the one that was really cool. And it was always a relief to have her class because, like I said, she was always really chill about everything. So I get to third period, and the thing about third period is I shared my desk with that same dude I was just talking about in my locker, that friend of mine. Me and him both had third period together, and we sat next to each other. So I get to third period, and my friend's already sitting in the room at the table, waiting. I get there, I sit down next to him, and he's like, yo, what's up, man? I was like, what's good? And let me just tell you, this dude looked so fucking baked, it's not even funny. Like, this motherfucker was more baked than a frozen pizza. This dude was just absolutely obliterated, and you could see it in his eyes. And I was like, yo, why are you so high right now? He's like, dude, I hit the pen too many times. I'm like, bro, you gotta chill, man. Like, she's gonna fucking yell at you. He's like, nah, man, she's chill. She won't care. And sure enough, she walks into class, and she starts talking, and she asks the class a question. I can't even remember what it was, but she calls on my friend to answer it. And he, like, completely was zoned out, and he zones back in. He's like, what? And everyone starts laughing. And she goes, why are your eyes so red? And he's like, I was crying in the bathroom. And everybody bursts out laughing because everybody knew he wasn't crying in the bathroom. That motherfucker was high as hell. And my teacher goes, whatever, just pay attention. So she goes back to talking, and about 30 minutes of class goes by and nothing really happens. But then I see my friend reach into his backpack, and he grabs his weed vape. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, I'm coming down, I need to take a hit. I'm like, dude, you are already obliterated, like, come on. He's like, nah, man, I'm good. And he just starts hitting it in the middle of class. And of course, he didn't make it fucking secretive at all. It was so obvious. The teacher sees him, and she walks over and goes, what are you doing? And he's like, nothing, just, getting my pen out of my backpack. And she goes, yeah, that doesn't look like a pen. And he goes, yeah, it does. And he, like, pulls it out and shows her. And it looks kind of like a pen, but it doesn't look like a pen you write with. It looks like one that you vape something out of. And he's like, yeah, like, look at it. And she goes, give me it now. And he goes, no. And she goes, give me that right now, or I'm sending you to the principals and telling them that you're hitting that in class. And he goes, fine. And he hands her off his little weed pen thing, and she takes it and walks back up to her desk. And the whole rest of the class, my friend was just dead silent, just feeling real embarrassed because, he got caught red-handed and people were laughing. But anyway, after class, he walks up to her and he goes, "Hey, can I have my thing back?" And she goes, "No, you can have it back at the end of the day." And he goes, "Can I just have it back now? Like, I don't really know if I can get here at the end of the day." And she goes, "Okay, you can get it tomorrow at the end of the day then." He goes, "Okay, fine, I'll just get it at the end of the day today." And then he leaves and I walk out with him. Now after that, I thought that was the end of that, really just didn't think much of it. Thought that she would give it back at the end of the day and that'd be it. And then the end of the day comes along and I went there to her room with my friend to get it back with him because, I was bored and I didn't have any plans after school. So I just kind of stayed after with him and was going to walk home with him. So me and him walk up to her room. He opens the door and she is sitting on her computer watching YouTube videos, eating a bag of Cheetos, just laughing at something. She looked like my friend when he gets too high. So we walk in and she sees us and she's like, "Hey, like, what's up, guys? What are you here for?" And my friend goes, "Oh, I'm just here to get my vape." And she goes, "Oh, it's right here." And she grabs it off her desk and hands it to him. And I look in her eyes and they're very, very, very red. And I just immediately realized, holy shit, she hit it. So I asked her, I was like, "Did you happen to hit that vape at all?" And she goes, "Maybe." And I was like, "Do you know what's in it?" And she goes, "Well, I thought it was nicotine, but as I'm sitting here, I think it's something else." And I was like, "Yeah, it's something else, all right." And she goes, "Okay, listen, we'll just keep this between us. You guys don't tell anybody. I won't tell anybody, and we'll be good." And my friend goes, "That's a pretty fair trade, I think. I think that's good." And then my friend proceeds to say the dumbest thing anyone could ever say in a situation like this. He goes, "Actually, you know what? I have a better idea. How about you let me hit my weed vape in class from now on, and I won't tell anybody?" He basically just tried to blackmail my teacher. And my teacher goes, "Here's a better idea. How about I go upstairs and tell them that you were hitting this in class and you get, suspended, maybe expelled? Who knows?" And my friend goes, "Actually, yeah, never mind. I'm just good with the first thing. Like, I won't tell anyone. You won't tell anyone. We're good." And I just immediately started laughing because my friend immediately just backed down. So anyway, yeah, we had a deal. Wouldn't tell anyone about it. She wouldn't tell anyone about him hitting the vape. And that was pretty much it. It was a mutual agreement. And the rest of that year was pretty cool. She's one of my favorite teachers to this day. If you're watching this, teacher from my school that was cool, thanks for being cool. That definitely could have gone a million different ways. I didn't expect it to be like that. But, it was kind of a relief. In this story time, I wasn't the, main person fucking up. It was my friend. So it was good to kind of just be on the sidelines and witnessing what that looks like. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I thought you guys would enjoy this story time. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like on the video. I really appreciate it. After this video goes up, I'll probably be streaming for a little bit. So if you want to come hang out, I'll put that first link in the description. Go check that out if you want. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace.
Like, what's up? They leave me out for the dead, and now they know their fault. All my texts are unread, that's how